Since the dawn of our species, man's been blessed with curiosity. You know the other one about curiosity, don't you, Jack?
Welcome everyone into this first, I'm not going to say first episode, this is more like a prologue of We Have to Go Back, our Lost Rewatch podcast we've been meaning to start for a while. Just a quick introduction of ourselves first and foremost from the Next Level Podcast Network. I am Ben Beck.
And I am Kristin of the Podcastica Network.
And I have to say, we've been planning this for a while. I'm extremely excited to finally start this.
Me too. I'm very, very excited. I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
I think we are too. So, I mean, we're not going to talk much about, we're not going to break any episodes down this episode. Like I said, this is more just like a prologue. We wanted to give you guys a little bit of a gauge on us. We wanted you guys to get used to us, and it's also kind of a good way for you and I, although we've had discussions about other stuff we won't mention in this particular one. People who know us will know exactly what we're talking about.
They've been witness to these sparring rounds.
Yes, which we may have a couple of them throughout.
Spoiler alert, we don't agree on everything.
Exactly. But you know what? I think that's what makes good podcasting partners.
I agree.
So, I mean, we're not always going to agree on everything, and I think that, because if we agreed on everything along the way, it'd be kind of boring.
I disagree. No,
Dan,
I agree.
Really? Starting already? So we're not going to bring you like a very long episode this time around. Obviously Lost ran for 118 episodes, so we'll give you a good idea of the format when we get things started. We're going to go, if you're familiar with any other Podcastica podcasts, you know that for the most part some of them do like a top 3 moments or favorite things of the episodes that they're covering, and we're going to stick to that. We're going to do that format, because even though we don't do that on some of the Next Level podcasts, or any of the Next Level podcasts, with the exception of this one now, I think it's a good format, because I've listened to a bunch of Podcastica stuff, and it works really well across that network.
It starts a lot of really great conversations. I agree. You know, you can go off on a couple different tangents, and you can really dig into like certain themes or elements or characters. And I've enjoyed using that format in the past for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's going to work well for us too. Although I'm just now realizing we were originally talking about a top 5, which I know some of the Podcastica podcasts have done. I think for the most part, they're almost all of them are top 3 now. I might be wrong on that.
Well, they're top 5 that there's 2 hosts. Yeah. Anything other than that is a top 3.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what I thought. And I think top 3 is going to work well for us throughout the run of this, whether we have guests or not. Because we are. We're gonna have guest hosts throughout. I know we're already pretty solid on our first guest being Jason from Podcastica. He's the maestro of Podcastica, and a friend of both of ours, and he's a huge Lost fan, so we can't think of anybody better to join us when we talk about the 2-part pilot in the next episode. But I think 3 is going to work well for us too, because we're also going to be covering 2 episodes per podcast. So in essence, we're actually doing a top 6 per episode, which I'm just now realizing.
Huh.
So unless we do the top 3 for those 2 episodes. I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could just see how it goes. I mean, if it's like, a filler episode and a fun episode, then maybe we can, counterbalance it a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. There's so much to Lost that I don't think we're ever going to be out of things to say ever.
Oh, no. I agree with you completely. And I will say as well, one of the other podcasts that's on the Next Level Network is a celebrity interview podcast in which we've had over almost 200 celebrities on throughout. And that's not going to change with this podcast. I'm going to be using every connection I have to potentially bring on some of the cast from Lost to kind of join us, not necessarily to talk about the episodes, but just talk about their experiences on being on the show. So I'm looking forward to you and I doing that together, to talking to them and just bringing that forward to all the listeners at the same time.
That would be that's going to be a good podcast if you ever get Naveen Andrews on, because I will not be able to speak English the entire time.
I will take the lead on that one.
You're going to have to.
It's fine, because you will probably have to take the lead if we ever talk to Michael Emerson or Emily DeRavin.
Okay, perfect.
Because I was in love with Claire throughout the run of that show.
Yeah, she was pretty fantastic. That's how it was with Saeed, man. Oh.
That Australian accent, man, coming from a girl like that, that melts me every time. So but you know what? There's a number of different cast members that I know that we both love. I'm a huge Jorge Garcia fan as well. Hurley was the bomb.
He's so good on Hawaii Five-0.
He really is.
I really enjoy him on Hawaii Five-0 and on Alcatraz, man. He was so good on Alcatraz. Did you ever watch that?
I did. I was really bummed when it got canceled.
Especially with the cliffhanger, man. I was really hoping it was going to get picked up by like Sci-Fi Channel, or if that show had been canceled, probably in today's TV climate, it probably would have been picked up by Netflix or Hulu or something like that. And I'm just so sad that it went off into the ether.
Yeah, I am too. But I mean, you're right. Like I watch Hawaii Five-0 every week. I've loved that show since the beginning too. He's been a great addition to it, and I know it's kind of breaking a little bit, but when they finally gave him a badge, I was so excited.
Me too. I had a big old smile on my face.
But so many great cast members. I would love to talk to Terry O'Quinn one day. I loved Locke. He was one of my favorite characters from the beginning. Josh Holloway, Matthew Fox, Daniel Day Kim. There's so many great people. So we're going to work on...
Josh Holloway ever came on, we'd have to talk about Colony, like the whole time.
See, I never watched it.
Oh, man, you are missing good TV.
Well, yeah. I know there's a bunch of stuff I need to watch.
But... That should be the top of your list.
As Colony?
Yes.
See, everybody keeps telling me Fear the Walking Dead should be at the top of my list.
Oh, yeah, I'm not the one I hate watch that show.
Well, all right then. But yeah, I mean, 118 episodes was the course of the show. I think it was 6 seasons. Flashbacks, flash forwards, flash sideways. We're gonna get into all of it as we go through. And what I'm really looking forward to is I've watched through this series a number of times, but it's actually been probably a good 5 or 6 years since I've done it. And every time I watch it, there's always something new I notice. It might not be in every episode, but there's always different things I notice for the first time.
I would agree with that. Yeah. I remember, so when the show ended, I had watched everything in real time. It was appointment television for me. It was the first show that I can really remember feeling obsessive about. I had really enjoyed other television. I mean, and anybody that knows me knows, I love Friends. Like, I've seen every episode 1,000 times, and I think I'm underselling that number. But Lost was like the first show that I can remember that I was obsessive about. Yeah. And when it ended, I was just left kind of befuddled, but really just kind of pleased. And I personally am one of the few that actually liked the way that it ended. But I felt like because I'd been watching it for so many years, I needed to watch it like all together to really get a feel for it. And so when I was pregnant with my daughter, back in 2011, I decided, okay, I'm not allowed to like do much of anything while I'm pregnant. So I sat my butt down and I binge watched that entire series like over the course of a couple of weeks. And I just got this insane, intense love for the whole series, and I appreciated it more. I thought the ending made more sense. I had this love that grew for Saeed, the character, and for Naveen Andrews as an actor. And I cannot wait to revisit this series again because of how much I've loved this show in the past. And like you, it's been a while since I've seen the show. So I'm excited to kind of recharge the memory and discover new things and be excited about other things that are going to come, like the Hatch and Desmond and Not Penny's boat and
oh God, don't bring up Not Penny's boat
and Sawyer going down, the big hole and then the alternate universe. I mean, everything. It's just, I cannot wait to experience this again. And I'm really excited it's going to be with you, Ben. Like, I cannot wait.
No, I'm excited about this too. And I know this is one of those things that, when I was putting this podcast together, I know this was something I've been planning for a while. And I brought up to you, the possibility of coming on as a guest at one point. And I think it just clicked with me when I asked you. I was like, you know what? I'm like, I'd rather do this with a co-host. I wonder if she would be into it. And I asked you, and I think you didn't even hesitate to take me up on the offer. No,
not even a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to take this journey with you into this show and revisit the show.
Yeah. Live together, die alone.
Oh, man of science, man of faith.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Now, I mean, there's going to be stuff that, there might be rough points throughout this, because there were some rough points in the show, especially around the time of the writer's strike, when the show kind of dipped down a little bit, and it seemed like we were getting more questions and no answers, and then we got introduced to characters like Pablo, and
what a waste of an episode.
Oh my God, that was such a... Thank God they used that episode to write him off, though. What the hell was her name? It was Pablo, and I think it was Pablo.
It was. You're right about Pablo. It was it was something trendy and perky, I think, but I remember she was in The Glades. If you ever saw that show, The Glades.
No, I didn't.
It was one of those like cop shows on USA or something, but yeah, I don't remember her name.
It's so funny too, because I remember when they actually popped up. It was I just remember seeing stuff online like, who the hell are these people?
Why are they on the show?
Yeah, where did they come from?
Yeah, but you know what? Those diamonds, didn't they come into play later?
I think so. Again, it's one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to going back and rewatching this show.
Yeah.
Because there's things I don't remember, which is fine, but I want to be able to remember stuff about this. I think the toughest part about going back and rewatching this show is going to be sticking to just 2 episodes at a time and not continuing to watch on. Because I'm going to want to.
Yeah, I know. You know what? If I had more time in my schedule, I'd probably want to do the same thing. So I'm glad that we're as busy as we are, so that I could just stick to the 2 episodes.
Nikki and Paolo.
Nikki and Paolo. Yeah,
that's
there
it.
You go.
Not Pablo, Paolo.
Nikki, see? Trendy, perky.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, KKI, Nikki.
Yeah, well, yes. See? Perky, trendy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, but I mean, there's so many moments about this show that I can't wait to get to again, because I have so many favorite moments throughout the run of this series. One in particular, there's one particular moment that when we get to this episode, I'm probably going to get just as angry as I was. And it wasn't because I wasn't angry because of the episode. I was angry because of the writer's strike, because it was 5 months before the show came back. And the way this episode ended, in like a huge cliffhanger, and knowing it was going to be another like 4 or 5 months before the show returned.
Remind me on it.
There's an episode. We can talk about it now, because by the time we get to it, it'll be fresh in our minds again. But there's the episode where Kate and Sawyer are locked in the cages on the other's campground or compound, and Jack is performing surgery on Ben.
Yeah,
and he cuts the nerve sac in his back to let Ben die unless they release Kate and Sawyer. And the very end of that episode is Jack on the walkie-talkie with Kate, telling her she has to run, and she doesn't want to run. And that very final moment is Jack yelling into the radio, "Damn it, Kate, run." Fade to black, lost.
Yep.
And I was like, you son of a bitch.
That's one of the best episodes of the series.
It really is. And I just remember the first time that aired, again, that was my reaction. I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. You're going to leave us with that for 4 to 5 months.
Yeah.
Before this show comes back. But I mean, like, this show was the first instance I can remember of appointment television for me. Everything else I could watch, a day or two later. Lost was the first show I can remember that I had to watch when it aired. I had to. Because I was afraid of something getting spoiled.
Yeah, I get that. I couldn't even wait for the next week for it to air again. I remember at that time it was that show and Prison Break.
I loved Prison Break.
Yeah, Prison Break was awesome too.
Wentworth Miller and Dominic Purcell were great together.
Amazing.
And I loved seeing them pop back up on The Flash too, as Captain Cold and Heatwave.
I have never seen The Flash.
Oh man, why am I podcasting with you?
Hey man,
never seen
you're
Colony.
in it now.
I've never seen Colony, so we're fair.
No, you're missing some really great television.
You're missing some really great television with The Flash.
I will tell you that you're missing better television.
Oh, all right. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. So we've talked about Lost. Let's give the audience a little gauge on ourselves. Like we'll get some cheap plugs out there for some of the other stuff that we do. So obviously they can go and check that stuff out as well. So I've been podcasting probably for going on about 5 years now. If you count all of the podcasts that I'm on and ones I've guested on, I've done probably well over 500 podcasts in my life, which I'm fine with. I'm probably not even close on that number. It's probably more than that. Like I said, the celebrity interview one, the Showcast Spotlight, has done close to 200 interviews alone. And we just did our 100th of DC Primetime. We're already past that. And I've been on a number of other different podcasts. It's probably like around 500, 600 podcasts. But all of those podcasts, just a cheap plug, my network is nextlevelradioonline.com. You can find every podcast that we do there, including this one, once it starts going. And facebook.com/nextlevelradioonline is for that as well. So how about you? What's some of your experience for podcasting?
I actually am very new to this.
It doesn't show.
Really?
It really doesn't. It really doesn't. You come off as such a natural talking on the microphone, which is why I'm really looking forward to doing this.
Oh, well, you know what? I grew up in theater, so I've done a lot of acting and singing and stuff like that. But yeah, nothing like this. Which I actually, the first podcast that I ever listened to was, of course, Serial. And then I said, wow, that was really good. And my husband was like, well, this is like a thing. Podcasts are a thing. You could listen to anything you want whenever you want. I said, nuh-uh. And so I remember we stood in the kitchen and he's like, let me show you. And we scrolled through and Walking Dead cast came into my life. And then, the rest is kind of history after that. But yeah, so I was approached by Jason at Podcastica to be a guest on one of his Game of Thrones podcasts. And after doing one or two episodes with the co-host of that show, I was asked to be brought on permanently as a permanent co-host. And we have been doing a rewatch ever since. Which is really fun. So I'm in the middle of another rewatch, the Game of Thrones rewatch, and now I'm about to start this one. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. Again, like we've said it a number of times, but I'm just as excited to get this started too. So, and like I said, you're relatively new to podcasting, but it doesn't come across that way at all.
Oh, cool. Well, that's good.
Yeah. So
Thanks.
I'm sure the audience will probably feel the same way about it.
Oh.
But yeah, so before we wrap things up with this introduction to ourselves, it's I think, what's the website? I think is it podcastica.com?
Podcastica.com.
That's what I thought.
Or you can go to facebook.com/podcastica and you'll find all of the podcasts over there. So. And
there's some great ones on that network too. I listen to most of them.
Yeah, a lot of good ones. It's all pop culture. Most of them are television shows. So chances are you can find something that you're very into that is being podcasted on. Right now is Westworld. There's Westworld 1. I'm totally 100% into Westworld right now, and I can't get enough of this show. Like, I want to rewatch the whole series in between every new episode every week because I love the show so much right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was a listener to your and still I'm a listener to the Game of Thrones rewatch podcast.
Oh, thanks.
You know, the Westworld podcast I listen to. There's the Evil Dead podcast, which I think unfortunately is coming to an end because the show has come to an end, which I'm really bummed. I'm bummed about both parts of that, both the show and the podcast coming to an end because it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, there's the Walking Dead podcast on there as well. And
they're doing Fear right now. There's Legion. They're wrapping up Once Upon a Time on there as well.
So I mean...
And Strange Indeed.
Strange Indeed. That's the other one I listen to as well.
They're just starting Lost in Space.
Yeah, which I still have to watch. Otherwise,
Me too.
I'm not going to... I haven't started listening to it yet because of the fact that I haven't watched it yet, but I will for sure. But there's you said it yourself. There's something for everyone.
Yeah.
Not just on Podcastica, not just on Next Level Network, but just in podcasting in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you don't like one podcast, search again.
Yeah, because
Game of Thrones, I know, has 50.
Well, I mean,
but mine is the best.
I would agree with that. But that's the beauty of I think of even doing a Lost rewatched podcast now is I don't think there are many others out there right now. So we kind of have the prime demographic for this.
Yay.
So it's it's going to work because again, the show's not on. This is a good opportunity for people to go back to rewatch the show along with us because we're going to be rewatching it with everybody else. And there's every other Lost podcast I've looked into has wrapped up 3 or 4 years ago. So we're going to be current. We're going to be good. We'll have the cast on whenever we can swing it.
And if there's a reboot, we'll cover it.
That's very true because that has been rumored.
Yes, sir.
So we'll see. I don't know how I feel about that yet. I really don't.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, if it happens.
Maybe it'll be all about Naveen Andrews.
No, it should be all about Hurley and Ben. Because they were the last two on the island. Spoiler! Oh shit, we really shouldn't say that.
Why? It's a rewatch.
Yeah, but there's going to be people that are watching this with us that haven't watched it yet. So
are we not going to talk about big picture things then?
Oh no, you're right. We'll just put it out there now. This is going to be a spoiler-full podcast. It would have to be because there's stuff that I don't know. Should it be spoiler-full or should it not? We're going to have to figure that out before we record the first episode. Yeah. Before we record that first one about the pilot. So, apologies for that spoiler right now. For that one I just gave out. Because that's one of the things with the way I podcast too. And I'm sure you'll be in agreement with this. I don't edit things out. I like things to come naturally and flow. So unless there's something where somebody has to hop off for a little while and then come back on and rejoin, you're getting the raw deal with this podcast. So if something if something slips as we're talking about it, you're stuck with it.
Haha.
So, but yeah, so just a quick recap. This is the introduction. We're going to start with the first one, which would be the 2-part pilot. In which we'll have Jason on as a guest. Hopefully, we still have to nail down scheduling. And then we're going to do the 1st and the 15th of every month will be our next episodes where we'll be covering the next 2 episodes of the show.
So, payday, everybody.
If you get paid on that way. I'm just every 2 weeks. So.
Okay. So, for half of you, it'll be payday.
There you go. But I think this is a good point to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I think this has been a fun introduction to ourselves, to everybody listening, and hopefully after hearing us talk about this and our love for this show, they're looking forward to hearing us pursue forward and break it down.
And if you're not, you'll just learn to love us.
That's going to be a given. That's going to happen either way.
It'll be fine.
You'll be
just
fine.
Keep listening.
Yeah, because you never know when we're going to have those differences of opinions, because as some of our friends have already learned, when we have those differences of opinions, it's fun to listen to. It was fun for us, and
it was fun for us.
So
there were probably other people that wanted to talk during that time, but we didn't really give them a chance.
No, not really. We kind of took over, which is fine. So
it's good that nobody else is on this podcast.
Not yet, anyway.
Right.
So it's going to be fun if we have somebody on from the show that I was a fan of and you weren't, or you were a fan of and I wasn't.
Yeah.
It's like, no, your character sucked. Wait a minute,
Yeah.
no, that's... So, we would never do that with the cast.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
So, I'm a very respectful person. I was raised correctly.
I was too. So, it'll be fun. But this is going to be a good point to wrap it up. So, hopefully, everybody, we're looking forward to doing this. We hope you guys look forward to listening. And, of course, we're going to give out many different ways for you to leave us your feedback, which we'll share with everybody else as well as we go forward. But I think that's going to be it.
Cool, man.
Unless you got anything else you want to bring up before we close it out.
Be nice to each other.
That works.
Yeah.
Isn't that... Wait, wasn't there somebody who did that? I thought...
Chris Hardwick does it,
That's who it is. Yeah.
Because I know he does Don't Text and Drive, but he always does slip that in. Maybe that's why I say that.
And enjoy your burrito. That's what he does on his podcast.
He says enjoy your burrito?
He wraps up everything with enjoy your burrito.
Oh, that's so funny.
But we're not going to do that.
No.
So, we'll come up with something.
Yeah.
We'll come up with something for the next one. But, again, introduction. Next time you hear us, we'll be talking about the 2-part pilot. So, until that time, we'll see you guys down the road.
Later.
We have to go back, Kate. We have to go back!